James Webb's observations of the creation's pillars reveal previously unseen elements. The legendary pillars of creation, where new stars are born within huge clouds of gas and dust, are depicted in one of the most beautiful photos ever taken by NASA's James Webb Space Telescope. Do you want to know what he's learned? All set? Let's go! The pillars of creation are a stellar formation made primarily of gas and dust that got their unusual structure via extending into a star-filled vacuum. The 3D pillars required to observe them, which is why the Hubble Space Telescope took the first pictures we have of this structure. First pictures when the pillars of creation were first observed in detail by the Hubble telescope, they appeared as dark clouds surrounded by a greenish gas, giving the sensation of being in a science fiction scene. Years later, using the Very Large Telescope's VLT Isaac camera, another photograph of the same region was acquired, this time in the infrared light spectrum. In this new image, numerous stars that had previously been obscured by gas and dust could finally be seen for the first time. This led to the discovery that the region in question was a star nursery, a location where stellar dust and gas gather due to gravity to produce young stars similar to the Sun, hence the name of this formation, Pillars of Creation. Astronomers captured a more significant, higher-resolution image of the Pillars of Creation in 1995 to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the Hubble Space Telescope's launch. This image was released in January 2015 at the American Astronomical Society meeting in Seattle. The image was captured utilizing near-infrared and visible light exposure by Hubble's Wide-Angle Camera 3, which was installed in 2009. The brighter stars and the nebulous core gas formation were more visible in this view. All of these Hubble photographs, however, are insignificant in comparison to the recent James Webb image. Revelation of the great James Webb captured this amazing view, which is full of hues and hundreds of stars that are so brightly illuminated that they dominate the show. This is it in its highest resolution. Near-infrared camera on James Webb was used to take the picture, NIRCam. Bright red orbs that are on the peaks or borders of the dusty pillars are shown in this fresh photograph. When enough mass-containing knots of gas and dust develop inside the pillars, they start to gravitationally collapse, slowly heat up, and finally create new stars. There are various places where stars are now developing, which is unquestionably an amazing sight. What about those wavy streaks on the sides of some pillars that resemble lava? These are star-forming stellar ejections from the gas and dust. Periodically, newly formed young stars emit supersonic jets that clash with material clouds to generate these thick pillars. When this happens, the bow occasionally shocks, creating wavy patterns similar to those created when a boat travels through water. Jets and shocks produce energizing hydrogen molecules, which are what give clouds their vibrant red color. The second and third pillars of the image make this clear. They are the two most enormous pillars. These youthful stars are thought to be only a few 100,000 years old. There are hardly any galaxies seen, despite the appearance that Webb has been able to traverse clouds to show enormous cosmic distances beyond the pillars using near-infrared light. Instead, in the densest region of our galaxy's disk, the Milky Way, there is a mixture of translucent gas and dust known as the interstellar medium, which obscures our view of most of the deeper cosmos. Despite the fact that Hubble has already captured this scene in 1995, it is still possible to compare the two pictures and determine how they differ. The biggest difference is that the Hubble image lacks stars in the foreground because most of the stars are hidden behind clouds, which prevents visible light from passing through dust and allowing it to be seen with the human eye. Infrared light is the only way to detect it. With the help of James Webb's potent infrared camera, the NIRCam, which can penetrate dust clouds, Hubble was able to see all those invisible stars. The Hubble image is still useful even though James Webb has been able to capture more infrared details. In fact, the Hubble image gives us dust cloud details that James Webb cannot produce, which is why the information from both telescopes helps scientists conduct better research by working together with the two telescopes. Also keep in mind that there are other astronomical observatories on the Earth besides just James Webb and Hubble, and each cutting-edge telescope provides researchers with new information about this region, which is nearly full with stars. Do the pillars not still stand? The pillars of creation are also the pillars of destruction, according to astronomer Paul Scowen of Arizona State University in Tempe, who claims this in 2015. This is because they are actively being destroyed right before our eyes. We have been fortunate to be able to capture these pillars at a special and fleeting moment in their evolution because they will eventually cease to exist, according to Scowen. This is because the ghostly bluish haze surrounding the dense edges of the pillars is made of material that heats up and evaporates in space. It is possible to see smoke bits that have heated up and flown out of the structure when the pillars are examined in infrared light, emphasizing the violent character of the star-forming areas. Since the gas is not passively heating and gliding into space, these pillars constitute a dynamic and active process. If not, the gaseous pillars are ionizing, which is when electrons are taken out of atoms and heated by radiation from huge stars. In other words, they self-destruct as they are eroded by solid stellar winds and the assault of charged particles that wipe off jets of dust on top of these pillars. The stars are still harmless and immature at this time, but as they mature, their radiation will become more potent and eventually evaporate the gas and dust surrounding them, dissolving the pillars of creation. The flood of UV light is causing those tops, some of which have bulges larger than the solar system, to evaporate. Infrared photos taken by the Spitzer Space Telescope in 2009 revealed what seemed to be a supernova shock front. This would suggest that the strong outbursts wave would have completely obliterated the pillars of creation's dust cloud thousands of years ago, as astronomer Nicholas Flagey hypothesized. Since the pillars of creation are 6,500 light-years away from us, we view this structure as it was 6,500 years ago rather than as it is now. This is because light travels slowly. While moving at a speed of 300,000 kilometers per hour, it takes a long time to cross the vast universe. Because of this, the light from the pillars of creation that has come to us is that which left the Earth 6,500 years ago, and the light from today will do so in 6,500 years. Up to 6,500 years from now, if this supernova destroyed the pillars of creation, we would still be able to observe the effects of that annihilation, despite astronomers' predictions that it would occur more gradually. We would start noticing it a few millennia earlier. Both the well-known Hubble image and the one that James Webb took are real artifacts from the past. An extremely distant one that most likely no longer exists. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more space-related videos if you liked our video.